I'm gonna just keep them muted for now. Hey, thanks for being here, guys. I really appreciate it. I think this is gonna end up being a popular thing that we do here.
Right, especially once it catches on. I would say that'll be $75. I expect payment in my PayPal account.
Hey, I'll tell you what, man. Yeah, I'll. It depends on the super chats. All right, I think I'm going.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, what's up? Can everybody hear me? Should be able to. Welcome everybody to the second.
Might as well stream this to the TV too.
You know what? I just realized I'm gonna have to do this. Man, see, there's always something I forget about. Let me do this real quick here.
There we go.
Hold on, guys. I'm just changing something here real quick. I forgot I'm gonna have to do it this way. You guys should be able to hear me. You hear me? Okay. All right, guys. Sorry, I thought I had all the bugs worked out, not quite. Hold on. All right, there we go. We're good now. All right. So yes, welcome everybody. The guys, I'm not broadcasting to Discord all the time, guys. Just so you know, that's why you don't always hear me. But guys, if you're watching, come on into Discord with us, hang out. We're gonna watch a little DNC convention here, do a little critiquing on it. I'm gonna get that in here right now, actually. Let me see how I do this. I'm gonna do that, and then we're gonna make this guy a little smaller here. There we go, and then we'll bring this guy back.
Damn bugs.
There we go. Oh, I want to do that.
President talking about math in the future. Unfortunately for all of
Okay,
us,
sorry guys. I'm kind of doing this on the fly here. Okay, anyway, so our plan here for tonight is to watch a little bit of the DNC convention, comment on it. Come on into Discord, you can join us. So far we have a few people in here, 4 people. So if you want to join us, come on in. I'll put links in the chat if you'd like to join us. And here for just a little bit, we'll go ahead and listen to Yang, and then we'll talk about it here afterwards.
Politicians promise and then fail to deliver. If you voted for Trump or didn't vote at all back in 2016, I get it. Many of us have gotten tired of our leaders seeming far removed from our everyday lives, and we despair that our government will ever rise to the challenges of our time. But we must give this country, our country, a chance to recover. And recovery is only possible with a change of leadership and new ideas.
Is that too loud?
Bold and innovative policies that will get help into your hands in the midst of this crisis are now possible. But we need your help to turn the page for our country in 75 days.
I don't want it to be too loud. I want us to be able to talk.
We are here tonight to celebrate Joe Biden's nomination as the Democratic candidate for president.
A bunch of noise.
I have gotten to know both Joe and Kamala on the trail over the past year. The way you really get to know
I can hear the video and Discord chat both really well.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it down kind of low so that we can talk, because they've got the closed captioning there anyway. So
yeah, works for me.
Cool. Yeah, Yang, I don't hate him, but you know what? I went to the DNC debate that they had here in Ohio, and I live streamed from it. Anybody saw that? I made a little video, but I talked to a lot of Yank supporters there, and they were all so flaky. Like, they were all just like, they didn't really believe in anything. Like, when I tried to nail them down on anything, it's. So I don't know, man. He's like a stealth communist or something. I don't know if I trust that guy.
Where in Ohio are you at?
I'm in. Well, I don't want to say exactly where necessarily.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see.
Just because I have had death threats and stuff, so.
Right.
That's understandable.
It's been a while. It's actually been a while. Back when I was more visible, before I'm with an advertising agency, and they tell me that I'm not being shadow banned. But it's like, how? Like, what's going on with my channel then? It's like, what the hell? Like. Oh, Ron.
And he'll remind us he was born in strength.
Julia Louis Drake.
Ron, can you turn down your volume over there a little bit? Or mute your mic.
Oops.
Wrong button.
Okay, these last few nights have been going so well. We've decided to add a 5th night where we will
yeah, do it. Yeah, add a. There you go.
Speech on a loop.
Oh my God.
Better.
Look who. You guys see who's speaking right now?
Doing my show Veep. I played the vice president, and he was in.
You talking about Julia Louis Dreyfus?
Yeah, there you go. Couldn't think of her name.
Soon after, I was asked to be on the cover of a magazine. Remember those? And I was so excited. It was like, oh, what's it going to be? People or
I'll be honest, this is the first of the convention I've seen. I haven't watched really any of it.
Turns out it was for Arrive.
I've seen the videos the next day. I haven't watched it live.
Which nobody ever reads, even though it's free. And the day it came out,
welcome everybody who's coming to Discord. Good to have you all here.
Telling me he loved the cover and the whole article.
This is something a little different that I'm trying, guys. I know it's not what I'm usually doing. you know, it's just something different. We did it last week. It was kind of fun.
To be here tonight for Joe. And to remind you that Joe Biden not only knows
We didn't watch anything. We just all, you know, talked in Discord. I haven't watched it live.
You know, I am no policy expert, and
Oh, I love hearing myself come through. That's great.
But I have a gut feeling about fairness and what's right, and that is why I am so excited that
she has a gut feeling, guys.
Plans for America.
She literally just said she's got a gut feeling about Joe Biden.
Well, feelings are all that matter. So, you know, whatever.
Feelings over facts.
Grocery workers that are getting us through this crisis. God love them. So, how can you help Joe? It's super simple. Vote. Right now, you can text VOTE to 30330 to learn about all of your voting options and make the best plan for how to vote in your community, wherever you are. An easy way to remember.
It's crazy how that everyone is having to campaign for him.
Right.
He campaigned for himself.
It's so nuts.
Right.
Like any other, if this were happening, like, yeah, any other person would be getting slayed in the media, but no, they hate Trump so much. This is what I was talking about like months ago or years ago now. I was talking about how they were calling him an existential threat. And it's like if you actually believe that, then anything goes. And, you know, these people don't care if they create this alternate reality in order to get Biden elected. I am a man. Well, yeah, I know. Like, what is that? Trayvon Martin, like, he jumped a guy and tried to beat the shit out of him. Like, it's not like he was just set upon.
Well, even with the Trayvon Martin thing, though, that wasn't a police officer. That was
and it was a Hispanic guy.
Another citizen. Like, that ain't got nothing to do with police brutality. Like, nothing.
Like, why do we not see the same kind of, like, art in reference to, like, all the black people that are killed, like, on an almost daily basis, kids and shit, by, like, gang violence and stuff? Of course, because there's nothing to gain from that. Like, how can people not see through this? It's just so disgusting. God, these women.
Well, I would say, I don't know if people, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's them actually seeing through it or just not wanting to see through it. It's easier to create a boogeyman, the white man, than it is to just address the problems at hand, which is, in our case, curbing our way of thinking, the violence, our attitudes and stuff. You know, the one-parent household, 25% of families aren't married. You know, all that needs to stop. Or 25% are married, 35% are out of wedlock. All that needs to stop.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can't speak for everybody, but I would love to see all of us, black Americans, all Americans. I'd love to see all of us just doing really good. You know, I don't like that. But you know what? Even though black Americans on average are not doing as good as white Americans, they're not doing horrible. I mean, they're not doing that bad. Right? I mean it should be better. It should be better, but
it depends if they're in a Democrat city or not.
Right. I mean, I just say that because I live in a neighborhood where I have multiple black neighbors around me, and we have neighbors of all colors here, and we're all doing just fine, you know? And I can't believe that this is some aberration going on here.
It's not.
Well, I mean, go ahead, Brian.
Oh, no, you're fine. I was just going to say that, like, I was taught to succeed. You know, it's pretty much how I was brought up. What's happening now within lower income black families, they're taught to depend upon the government instead of being like, you can do whatever you want to do. You're not limited to just one thing. You can do whatever it is you want to do. But they're just getting this message, well, you need the government to do this and the government to do that. And that's not true.
No, it's just indoctrination into socialism.
Well, and we went over this, I think, last Thursday too. So we're probably that's okay. I don't mind if we, do the same stuff. But, yeah, I mean, I think it's basically that the Democrats and the people driving that party and the ideology, they need people that are dependent on government for them to be in power of something, right? It's like they require it in order to be in power, and so they have to keep people in a certain level of poverty. How long has the war on poverty been going on? Like it's done almost nothing.
Yeah,
accomplished zero. Yeah.
Just it's like the war on drugs.
And it sounds, I don't know. It sounds bad, and this is gonna sound real bad, but like we feed a lot of countries that if we just left them to like figure it out on their own would be a lot better off, probably.
Well, it's the whole
maybe I'm wrong.
Fish philosophy.
I mean, it's like Israel and Palestine. I'm jumping around here, and this is really kind of generalizing, but Israel and Palestine is kind of the same way. Like, and it sounds really like callous and cold, but that's like the only reason that's continuing is because it's a war that we haven't allowed to come to its conclusion.
True.
So it's just going to keep going like forever. It's just like we're stretching it out.
Oh yeah, because it's profitable.
What's going on? Who's this guy? Man, these what? Okay, so this is gonna sound really bad. Is the RNC convention going on right now, or does it go on later? Because I haven't heard anything about it. So normally every year I'm hyped for it. You know, I'm like, all right, let's do it. But it's like,
I don't know.
Yeah, I've heard nothing.
I think all the hype is on seeing the circus that has become the DNC.
Yeah, what is this? It's just weird. Like what I've watched of it has been weird.
I mean, you've got Elizabeth Warren on the Native American caucus.
Which seems like just a
oh my God! Is that a troll? Is that a troll?
Right.
Oh man.
Well, and then they had Bill Clinton coming on preaching to Trump about how he should be comporting himself in the Oval Office, which is a total.
Yeah. You know, I covered that a little bit in the video. How Brian Stelter was talking to that kid and acting all high. If you guys haven't seen that whole interview, you should definitely watch it. But because Brian Stelter, there was just too much for me. I had this like almost like 40-minute long thing done that I had to shave down to like 10 minutes. But he says a lot of crap in that. But yeah, it's just crazy how I forget my point here, but I had a point. Someone said something. I got distracted by trying to figure out what they were doing on the DNC here.
Squirrel.
Yeah. It's this Southern Tier 2X IPA that's getting me probably. Hey, we got Harmony moderating for us. Thank you, Harmony.
Hey, Harmony.
And Rational Wrongthink is in the house. Nice. Our friend from Australia. The guy, I don't know, you guys might not know who he is, but you might remember him as the guy that used to come onto my streams when I used to do more often, and he had the Buzz Lightyear mask. Does anybody remember that?
No, I don't.
Man. When I first met him and brought it, because he was just an interesting dude, and I'm like, come on the stream. And he came on, and he didn't necessarily want to show his face just because he didn't want like somehow his job finding out. You know, he's talking on these right-wing channels, and it was like all dark with a light shining on a Buzz Lightyear mask. It was kind of creepy. Oh, hold on, what's this?
Reverend, I kind of noticed.
Oh God, the music! They have the music.
And my heart goes out to you. You may remember. After Barack and Michelle and I were there, my family.
Does anybody buy this?
Regular service.
What? Oh my God!
I just lost my son. And
your it's delayed, so it hasn't got to me yet.
Because what you all did was astounding.
Okay, now it's coming up.
Well,
all those.
They get this little frail old black man reverend to get up there and they put the music on. And it's just, you know, it's just.
They forgave him. The ultimate act of Christian charity. They forgave him. And you know, Reverend, I'm not proselytizing.
How old is this? What is this? And this is from the debates, right?
Because I
yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like a flashback.
Right, because he's actually able to speak and hold together. Right.
Right.
Yeah, he was on some really good meds that night.
There's that famous phrase from Kierkegaard: "Faith sees best in the dark." I find the one thing it gives me, and I'm not trying to proselytize, I'm not trying to convince you to share my religious views. But for me, it's important because it gives me some reason to have hope. and purpose.
Hey, I just want to say real quick, it's funny to me, it's interesting how I've noticed it more and more that the Democrats are really trying to pull like religious stuff out, which is just funny because, I mean, they are a party of people who are very anti-Christian, for one.
Yeah, they are.
Which is funny because...
It all depends. Because they're anti-Christianity, but when it's Islam, it's a whole nother story.
Right. Right. And they pretend to be... I'm not going to lie. Like, obviously Trump is kind of doing the same thing. I don't think he's like... I don't think Trump is like a hardcore Christian. Maybe he is. But... yeah, it's just so like pandering, you know. I just it would blow my mind the people that actually fall for this crap. Like, you got to explain it to me.
I honestly can't. I don't have that low of an IQ.
You gotta get your plastic bags attached to head.
You know,
hold on. Wait, let's hear what this chick has to say real quick.
You can vote early in your state. To please do so. Early vote during the
Wait, she's from MSNBC?
Perfect.
Or
Excellent
is she
advice. Over 40 states
No,
now
never mind.
allow
She's
some
a
form of early
chicken
voting. Okay, stay safe, Mayor.
Yeah,
I turn
my
it
bad.
over to you.
Well, thank you, Julia, and good evening. I'm Keisha Lance Bottoms, a mother of 4, and mayor of Atlanta, Georgia, cradle of the civil rights movement, and like so many other cities, a place where the struggle for human dignity continues. I'm proud to have grown up in this city.
Like, real quick, I just want to, like, what does that even mean? The struggle for human dignity continues. Like, they say these things that sound like they're this soaring, like, forward-thinking, like, profound things, but they're not. They're just, like, generalized, like, meaningless, emotion, appeal to emotion drivel, really, I think.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I mean, I used to work offshore. I've traveled all over the world. I've been to West Africa, and I can tell you, we've got it really good here. Like, to the point that most people have no idea how bad it is in other places. We're really pretty pampered as Americans. So when they go on and they say all this stuff, and they're talking about how bad America is and all this, it really pisses me off because, like I said, we are so spoiled here. We have it so good in the United States. And when I say we, I mean all Americans. I'm not talking about just white people. We're talking about all Americans have it better here than anywhere else in the world at any time in human history.
Yeah.
Period.
I agree.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, like the poor people in this country, like the people who are legitimately like they're in poverty and they're trying to get, you know, they're working and stuff like that. That kind of person, like, they're rare. Like, or I'm sorry, as far as those poor people go, like, it's way better to be poor in this country than any other country. And then the people that you see out there, like, on the streets and stuff, a lot of those people, I mean, they want to be there.
They want to be there. Anywhere.
Whoa.
Yeah, I agree.
We started getting a lot of
Aaron Bell.
Hey, Aaron, I'm gonna have to mute you, bro.
They're working. Kind of person.
Set a transmission button there. That'll work too. Yeah, guys, this is kind of cool. It's just kind of a chill hangout stream. I like it. People can come in if you want and join our discussion here and just hang out.
Just turn your speakers down.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe you have a channel or a website or something you want to plug. Come on and do it. I'm cool with that.
But hold on, y'all actually had a good point, and then we kind of stopped. I was waiting for the end of the point, like.
When he was talking about just how like this country is, you know,
yeah, that's what
how the poor people are better off here than other countries.
Oh yeah, you started talking. You're talking about the homeless people.
Yeah,
how they're there, like they want to be there.
Yeah, so like it's been a while, but when I used to go to Ohio State, like there was like a team almost like of these homeless people, and they were all fucking crazy drug addicts, and like I remember them being there when I used to, my friends and I, before we went to college, we were in high school, we used to go down there and do skating. You know, we did inline aggressive, if you know what that is. And we'd go downtown to do it. And all the same bums and stuff that were down there, like begging, all the same ones when I was going to college. And then all the same ones are there when I come back like 10 years later. So it's like, these people don't, you know, that's where they want to be. And they're probably making a lot of money doing it.
Yeah.
Well, they found out that in California and New York, where they opened up the hotels to the homeless, that the homeless people were still sleeping on the streets because they did not want to be indoors, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't doubt that, but what I was getting ready to say, with today's society, you can damn near live for free. You got Section 8, you got food stamps, you got energy credits or vouchers. You can pretty much live for free. Now, if
you don't have to pay tax on panhandling.
Well, that you don't have to pay taxes on panhandling. But the point that I was getting at is that even with all of that, like that level of just the government providing everything, that's still at a higher level that you would get at any other country. If you got kids, you would get what, $300, $400 worth of food stamps a month, free rent and everything else. So, yeah, WIC. I mean, so I guess what I'm getting at is crying about, well, I'm poor. Okay, well, what are you going to do about it? Because you can literally do anything you want in this country. So what are you going to do? Are you just going to still just sit, lay up and have babies? Or on the flip side, a guy, or are you just going to keep making babies? Okay, well, she's going to charge you child support, so you're only hurting yourself. When is it enough?
But then again, for half of them, they're not even worried about the child support because they don't pay it or work anyways.
True, but then they get locked up.
Which that's always been just idiotic to me. Like if a guy gets behind on child support, yeah, let's throw him in jail so he can never make money and never pay that child support back off. But
or
the child
in my
support
situation,
continues to accrue.
My situation, I lost my job and I couldn't pay for a little while. Well, they decided to suspend my license because that was a thing to do here in Ohio. And I got back to work and I just kept catching driving under suspensions. It got to the point where I owed $1,200 in reinstatement.
Yeah, the deck is definitely stacked against dads in that situation. I just recently went through a divorce, and yeah, I'm seeing it already. The divorce was finalized July 7th. And I found out on July 30th that I was 3 months behind on child support.
But yeah, don't get me wrong, my son's mother, she took care of him. She raised him right. He leaves in November for Paris Island.
Awesome.
Just
now they're showing Stacey.
I was messing with Keisha, playing a game on the iPad. Nothing. Not a thing. Everything around the house is all cleaned, and I'm waiting on this chair to come in next week. Yeah, it's pretty much it.
All right, here I am. I'm back. What's happening? What am I missing? Anything?
No.
Hey, is Rational in there? Oh no. Sorry. Yeah, I don't want to turn up the music, guys, because I'll probably get some sort of a hit for that. So.
Right.
And who's that guy? Oh, I don't
John
know who that
Legend.
is. Well, the other guy is John Legend. Who's that?
Oh, I see John Legend on my screen right now.
Right. Yeah, I did for a second. That's another guy. I can't remember his name, but. Let's see here. Let's read some chat. What's up, everybody hanging out? I know it's kind of boring right now. We're still kind of trying to get our thing going here. It'll get going. D-Man, what kills me is when blacks are racist towards whites, and Trump, and nobody says anything. Yeah, well, I mean, that's just kind of how it is, and it's because whites are the majority. At least that's the excuse. And the truth is it shouldn't be acceptable anytime. Like, if you're going to be consistent and principled, that's how it would be. But as I realized when I was in high school, that's not the goal of the other. There are those of us who just want to get along, you know, and prosper together. But then there's those that, for whatever reason, want to keep us divided, you know, and they seem to be winning.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the same idea behind, you know, it's okay to tear down Confederate statues, but if somebody defaced the BLM mural, it's evil.
You can barely hear, Lizelle. What's the sound like, guys? I have no idea. I can't hear it.
I can hear you just fine.
Well, if Lizelle, you might not be able to hear the Democrat National Convention at the moment. I have it turned down. I can turn it up if you want. Y'all want to hear a little bit of this? Go, hey.
Yeah, John Legend and
knock yourselves out.
Yeah, I really don't.
And here it is again. It's like I've never really
in his pedophile life.
I've never really put together Democrats and religion. You know, it's like all of a sudden now they're all pro-religion, trying to peel support off Trump. It's so funny.
Oh yeah, they are. They're trying to peel that right-wing support, but it's too late.
Hey, what's up?
They've already seen what happened in
Anyone can hear me?
Seattle.
Yeah, I got
we hear you.
I can hear you, buddy.
You brother.
See, but I just like have such a hard time with this. It's like, again, like I love black people. I love like all my fellow American people. I don't hate anybody, but this shit is just so fucking bullshit. Like everything. It's like if your enemy is like the Republicans, you know, these white nationalist Nazis that are supposedly lurking everywhere. It's like, come on. They're like, there's no significant threat. Like the stats are clear. You know?
I know. Like over the last 15 years, the rate of white nationalism, terrorism has gone down, way down since the 1960s. Now it's just mainly Islamic terrorism and probably left-wing extremism. That's the main thing happening.
Yeah.
Hey, look, they had in Dayton, Ohio, I think it was last year, a KKK rally.
Right.
6 white hoods showed up.
Yep.
6! And y'all want to try to tell me that the KKK is some big thing?
Right. And when you get these people acting like it's this huge thing, you're actually like helping them. You're like, because any kind of crazies that are out there are going to gravitate towards them, and you're going to end up swelling their ranks. You know, and it's still going to be a bunch of piss ants. It's still going to be nothing, but it'll be enough that the media can then use as a boogeyman, you know, which is what they're doing.
Yep.
And, you know, they'll point
to the platform at that point.
Right. And, you know, they'll point to these stats. They'll point to these stats showing, right-wing attacks are on the rise. Right-wing. You know what? It's a bunch of bullshit, for one, because they're cooking the stats because as far as, like, mass shootings and stuff, they don't count gang violence. So, like, a lot of gang-related mass shootings that are mostly, like, you know, black males are not counted. And they're counting prison violence, mostly. Anyway, good.
Well, the issue I have with mass shootings is because it's very broad, you know? Like, the media tends to use a definition of mass shooting from a website, which actually does not, most of the mass shootings don't involve someone killed. So they can actually broad that statistics of mass shootings just to make it look like, oh, mass shootings are big.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. They skew statistics. So that's why they get away with it.
Yep. And they cherry pick which statistics they're going to amplify. And then, you know, what's something that's blown my mind, and maybe you guys have run into this, the amount of times I've run into people genuinely arguing that the violence that we're seeing is not actually Antifa or left-wingers, it's actually right-wingers and white nationalists that are pretending to be Antifa and stuff. I've seen that, like, more and more. Like, they've really gotten that idea percolating out there. It's so funny.
Right-wing double agents pretending to be Antifa, yeah.
Right. It's like, really? Like, all this violence going on for months now? And, I keep still seeing these memes about this couple that pulled out their guns when that mob came in. And yet, BLM and Antifa are responsible for how many, like, shootings and shit at this point? Like, what the fuck? It's just, I feel like this it is a tactic by the media and the Democrats to literally drive like half the country insane with their gaslighting.
In relation to the couple who actually defended themselves, I do know that the fact that Missouri is a stand your ground state and a castle doctrine state.
Yep.
So I think that the decision by the attorney to actually prosecute them is a political one, to be honest.
Exactly.
Oh, it definitely is. And did you hear what they told me? Did you? Yeah, So when they confiscated the firearm, it was inoperable. They had the firing pin turned backwards. It was a prop gun.
Yeah, the pistol, not the
the pistol.
Yeah, the pistol.
Yeah, the pistol. So the prosecutor told the lab that when they got to working on it, to put it back together correctly so that it could fire.
Mm-hmm.
You're joking, right?
No. That's one of the big things. They've tampered with the evidence.
That surely has to be misconduct, you know? You cannot just actually...
Oh, they got busted on it.
Oh, yeah.
That has got to be the most bullshit I ever seen what they ever did, you know?
Well, but you
put it back together.
The guy is an attorney. The husband is an attorney. So, I mean, he's not going to just let them push him around. And, I mean, he knows more than an average citizen. He's going to protect himself and his family.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah, well, if he's an attorney, that
he knows exactly how to play this game.
Well, that's just like, I forget, I think it was Minneapolis. I know it was one of these cities that's really getting hit hard. They actually told the citizens, if you're getting robbed or whatever, just let them take whatever they want.
Yep.
Remember, you have insurance for that stuff, guys. Remember that.
That's bullshit advice, you know. That's going to lead to a rise of vigilantism, you know. Someone will actually, because, you know, like during the Troubles, where there's vigilantism, it's going to push people to the point, well, that you have to take matters into their own hands.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah.
So the problem here is, you know, if police are going to give advice like this, including the government, someone may actually do it behind the scenes where they actually have a vigilantism, and they'll probably just actually take care of the guy themselves by either bashing him up like they did in Ireland, probably in the old days, because I do know that Ireland tends to be a bit of a vigilante type of country, considering the fact there used to be... No, I'm from Australia, but I do have Irish heritage. I did have my stuff. Did check up the trouble. I did check up the history about Ireland. Like, there's a lot of vigilantism in Ireland.
Decades ago, there used to be here too.
Well, I never been overseas to Ireland or Europe, but I do have British family living in England. So, well, let's cut to the chase. The point is, you know, the more the government tends to make people the victims, the more people are going to take into their own hands, whether by doing it legally or illegally.
But see, that's what they want. That's what the left wants.
You mean vigilantism?
Chaos.
Chaos these days. We are a chaotic world these days, you know. But the thing is, they don't like when chaos goes against them.
No, they don't.
So what happens. The fact of the matter is, we have to fight back against them, and we have to do it in any way we can to tell them and to make sure that they don't get away with it, and to send a message that what they are doing is never okay.
And that is why the U.S. has 2A.
Yep.
Yeah. It's
the Second Amendment is the only thing standing between them and all the other amendments.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, I kind of think that, because here's the thing about the First Amendment, you know, state constitutions tend to actually have more protections than the federal government's constitution. For example, I've seen an article about a case in New Jersey where a property owner was found to have violated someone's free speech just because he put up a political poster supporting someone. And they found that in certain circumstances, a private person can violate someone's free speech.
Ever elected to Congress. I'm a symbol of our resilience. As the embodiment of America.
Was it someone tearing down the posters, or what was the story behind it?
I know we can't take our
Well, there's a case on it. Someone wanted to kick someone out because of a political poster, and then a Supreme Court in New Jersey found that by doing so, you're violating the state constitution on freedom of speech.
Voting is sacred.
I'll search it up.
We weren't universally.
It says here it is. I think it's called the Masterbrook decision.
Whether your ancestors have
and this was done in 2012.
You're a new citizen. Know this. Whether we vote
yeah, they made the decision in 2012. I'll actually put this on the Discord general chat, so you guys have a look.
Biden and Kamala Harris respect our past and
here it is. You should get it.
Yeah, see it now.
It
says here, in New Jersey, an individual affirmative right to speak freely is protected not only from abridgment by government, but also from unreasonably restrictive, oppressive conduct by private entities in certain situations. That's by the New Jersey Supreme Court.
I'm sorry, what are we talking about? I was working on some things there. What's happening?
We were having some other discussions, you know, about other things.
Constitutional law.
Okay.
Yeah, and this one's from New Jersey, from a ruling by the New Jersey Supreme Court regarding free speech. You should have a look at this. Hang on for a sec. I gotta actually just gonna do something.
So, just to change the subject here for a bit, what does everybody think about this new Netflix series, Cuties? Since I put it in the description, we got to talk about it. I would rather not. Yeah, I mean...
anything, well, as I say, anything that actually endorses the idea or condones the idea or plays down the idea of or plays up the idea of pedophilia is not only immoral, but also unacceptable.
Oh, hold on. Hey, guys, hold on. Yeah. Hold on, this is a comedian. Let's see if she's funny.
Will they be taken from the mailmen and the mail women? Will they be forged?
Hang on, I'll be back. I'm actually just got home, so I'm going to try and do it on the computer now. I'll be back.
Will they be counterfeited by groups
is this the lady who always does like the lip syncing of Trump speeches and stuff?
Will they be counterfeited?
Oh, really?
Maybe by the millions
by
foreign powers.
That's exactly what it is.
Let me put this in my own words. I've heard Donald Trump say some pretty unhinged things. I've heard them over and over and over again.
I've heard Democrats say
more
unhinged
dangerous
things
to our democracy than his attacks on mail-in voting during a pandemic.
We've never done it before.
Here's the truth.
We've never done mail-in voting.
Donald Trump doesn't want any of us to vote
Everybody
because he knows he can't
mail-in
win
voting
fair
and
and
absentee
square.
voting.
So whether you plan to vote by mail or in person wearing your mask.
I did absentee voting a couple of different times when I was working offshore.
Right.
Don't let Donald
it's
Trump
different.
take
It is
that away
different.
I'm going to say this.
up-to-date
People
voting
can get out and
information that you
protest.
can
They can get out
trust.
and vote.
Text vote to 30330.
Look,
If
your
you can get
mail.
out-
Time, text vote.
If you just
to
mail
30
a ballot, it's not
330.
certified. It can be lost. It's not.
Alex
Not.
Padilla,
So,
California
and
Secretary of
even
State.
CBS News even did
And I'm Jocelyn
their own
Benson,
study
the
where it was like
Secretary of State of
27% of
Michigan.
their ballots got lost.
Voting is the oxygen of our democracy. It decides elections, and elections change lives. That's why we've seen so many attacks on our right to vote, including many that specifically target
Oh my God! There's been no attacks on their right to vote.
And communities of color.
You have 4
Secretaries of
years
State
to
are
plan out your
responsible for running
vote.
fair,
It's like,
accessible,
what the
secure
hell?
elections
Like,
where
how
every
low
vote
is your
counted
opinion of
and
people
every
unless
voice
you're
is
just
heard.
making shit up?
We serve on the front
Well, I mean,
lines
that's just
defending
like
our
voter
democracy
ID is
against any
racist.
and all attacks.
Yeah, I've never understood that either.
Well, here's the thing about voting. My country has compulsory voting, which means we are required by law to register and vote in elections.
And now he's attacking vote by mail to distract and confuse voters.
And let's be
Lots
clear,
of people are
there is
streaming this tonight,
absolutely
apparently.
zero difference between voting
Really?
by mail
Yeah.
and voting absentee.
Are you streaming this,
Millions
Dronetek?
of Americans
Yeah,
have
I've been
been
streaming it
voting
the whole time.
absentee for decades.
Oh, really?
Donald
Really? I
Trump,
didn't get a
his family,
notification for
his
that.
staff, they
Yeah,
all
man,
vote
that's
by
what the
mail.
whole point was.
In
Yeah.
fact, in states
And
like
we're watching
Colorado,
the DNC convention.
voters have been voting by mail.
Notifications don't work on YouTube anymore.
Republicans
It's rigged.
and Democrats agree it is safe.
Like, I do heard that
Trump has admitted he's trying
AOC,
to
all known
sabotage
as
the post office
asshole,
to undermine
obviously
voting by
crap.
mail. And we're not going to let him do that. Our
Couldn't
job
actually
to make
is
sure
sucking
everyone
that
can
she
vote
didn't
safely,
get her
whether
way.
in person or by mail. And your job is to make sure
Fucking
you vote.
AOC.
Where's
And
Millionaire?
there's
Why is he not in here?
Once you've done that, talk to your friends and neighbors.
He was in the chat earlier.
Yeah, he was still in the chat.
To 30330
I thought he was like all about coming in here and
If you're
chatting.
planning to vote from home, request and
I
return
say
your
it.
ballot.
Hold on,
It
let
said
me-
at the bottom, millionaire is typing, but
Here, let me read Scott B's. It's like a streaming train wreck. Is it? Is this a train wreck?
You talking about this or you talking about the DNC?
Oh wait, maybe he's talking about the DNC. That'd be cool. That'd be cool if that was the case.
Because at the end of the day, the biggest role in preserving our democracy isn't
Hey Scott, I'm
should
sorry
I
if it's a train wreck, buddy. We're just having fun. It's just a different thing I'm trying.
What are you trying to do? Are you actually just trying to share your screen or something?
Yeah, look at the stream. I linked it in there. Just go to it.
Oh, yeah, I'm right here. I just don't want to actually get a bit of a echoey sound.
Just turn the sound down, or you can. Yeah, I can see that being a little confusing and annoying.
Oh, here it is, the DNC convention. Yeah.
It's got closed captioning, so you don't even really need to hear it.
Oh, that's fine. No.
We're like fluctuating at like 35 people max, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, we got about 30 people anyway. Hopefully more people will come on.
The last time it started like this and then it got big, we ended up having like 100 and some people at one point. We'll see. That's not a big deal to me. I don't really care. I just feel like this is a way that like we can all just hang out and I can get content at the same time.
Yeah, I found out after the fact last week that my dad was watching the stream.
Oh yeah, it's nice. We need to get some discourse in here, though. Is the thing. We need to get some. Oh, we gotta do this.
To the middle class. My grandfather left the Jim Crow South for
Yeah.
joined the UAW and got a job on the assembly lines during World War II. That union job enabled him to support his family, raise my mom, and send her to
let's
Fisk
see if
University.
this brings anybody in. I
That's
just shared
the
your
American dream. Together we work, together we rise. Joe Biden and Kamala
live
Harris know the
streamed
dignity
my
of
feed.
all working Americans. They know the urgency and the demand of our dream. But working people are under attack.
Mr. Potato Head talking
The
now.
wealth gap grows, our middle class shrinks, and poverty persists. Last week, Donald Trump said, and I quote, "Our economy is doing good." While 40 million Americans are at risk of losing their homes, 30 million aren't getting enough to eat, and 5.4
Hey, thanks, New York
million
Upstate.
people have lost their health care because of this crisis.
Netflix cuties
He
twerk, so we
has
throw some
failed
money at them.
us.
Throw some money at them.
But still, I believe in the dream of our ancestors.
Yeah,
Together, Joe and Kamala in the White House
I'm not a fan of the
raised
whole
the minimum wage, so
watching
no one who
children
works
dance.
a full-time job in America lives in
Not
poverty.
that pedophile
Together,
shit.
we'll
No,
fight for
it's
those
like that. That
keep
little
us
boy
healthy,
Desmond
keep us
is
safe, who
amazing.
teach our children. We'll stand for
You ever
those
watch
who
that
cook
one?
and serve
Never heard of
and
it.
clean, who
Oh,
New York
man.
Upstate, do you
harvest,
meant
who
like
pack,
sub money, like Subway
and
money?
always
Throw
those who
Subway
deliver,
money?
whose hands are thick with calluses.
Calluses.
My granddad's work.
Thick with
Who
calluses.
lifted me high, who held
Well,
mine
the only thing I
when I
actually
was a
saw
boy.
on probably on streaming was V for Vendetta.
Joe and
The only thing, what?
V for Vendetta is that that movie starring Hugo Weaving.
Yeah, I'm aware of it.
And another, and let's get to work. This dream
What
ain't
about it?
free. You gotta work for it.
You've seen that movie before? If you guys seen it, it's actually like parts of the future, you know, of what it's like.
And America,
Yeah, I think they there's a lot of movies that kind of hit the nail on the head. Orwell kind of got it right too.
Yeah.
Like they're using what he wrote as a guidebook.
2020 is 1984.
Yep.
You got a 17 and a 7-year-old.
And complete with the retro shit, including my thumbnail for this stream.
Kind of looks more like a drunken Blues Brothers.
Yeah, well, it's got the pink blue, color going on, which is retro. It's kind of designated.
Oh yeah,
and it's like designated right-leaning red pill kind of culture as well. I don't know why that is, but I just happen to notice that. You know what I'm talking about? Like a lot of the like right-leaning red pill people, they'll use that like that wireframe pink and purple mountain with the sun setting and all that. You know what I'm talking about?
Uh-huh. Oh yeah.
At a hurricane that just came in.
I don't know does anybody know the significance of that? I don't.
I mean, we're doing things we never thought we'd do.
Like what's his Paul Joseph Watson, he uses it as well. I use it. I've been using because I subscribe to Storyblocks, if any of you guys know what that is, and it just gives you video that you can use.
I'm very lucky that my parents.
I used to be left wing, then I became libertarian over time.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of us. I was very, I grew up kind of left wing when I was in high school and 20s and stuff, and then kind of grew out of it, I guess. I had a couple defining moments, which I talked about a million times, but.
Double income families in. They're just trying to figure out how they're going to do it with their kids. What arrangements are they going to make?
Have you been hearing about the coronavirus vaccine back home? Like, my prime minister wants to make it mandatory as possible.
Of 2, and we have grown-up kids
Yeah.
that are no longer
Yeah.
There are states here talking about it.
They're talking about what again? I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
Mandatory COVID vaccine.
Nah, I'll pass.
Same. Everybody talks about the middle class.
And from what they're saying is this vaccine is going to be the first of its kind because it's going to be an RNA vaccine.
Oh, see, I know nothing about this stuff. I don't really follow it.
Yeah, that makes it even more dangerous.
I don't know a whole lot about it either. I didn't actually go into it and read into it, but yeah.
You need a comprehensive energy policy.
Yeah, it's concerning. I mean, there's lots of stuff that it's like 9/11. You remember? It's funny because I was in my 20s when 9/11 happened, and a lot of people were worried about what was going to be able to be passed because of that and the fear that was generated and everything. And I kind of blew that off at the time. And now I kind of look back and I'm like, wow, that was dumb. And now I'm really kind of like, wow, because now they can get a lot of power from this.
Oh yeah.
And take a lot away a lot of our power. And it amazes me that Democrats are still talking about taking away guns. It's like, how can even, with everything going on, it's like, even if I don't agree with you, if you're like a left-winger and you think that like we need to rise up against this, how can you agree that like giving up your weapons is a good idea?
Well, especially the idea of defunding the police.
Right. It makes no sense.
Well, if you look back, and I just shared a post about it on Facebook. 1933, Hitler. Oh, give me a second here.
Overcome the COVID-19 pandemic that's claimed tens of ones.
It has killed a lot of people, but I don't.
It's mainly the communist governments that actually do gun control.
Yeah. Well, I mean, left-leaning governments, and really, I mean, if you look at most of Europe, I mean, there's pretty heavy gun control, and Australia, there's pretty heavy gun control, and
well, I don't agree with gun
Japan.
control anyway.
I mean, everywhere you look, there's pretty heavy gun control, except for the United States.
All right.
But it doesn't matter. Like Mexico, there's heavy gun control, and then there's also heavy gun battles, heavy weapon battles using like 50 cal machine guns and shit on the highways. So
you had in
got the Zetas and stuff like that in Mexico that basically have just run the government. Like there is no policing in the areas that the Zetas control.
Right. Have you seen those videos recently?
In 1933, Hitler appointed Hermann Göring Minister of the Interior. His first orders were to defund and eliminate police departments so that they would not interfere with his brown shirts, whose mission it was to riot, burn, beat up, and kill citizens in an effort to sway the elections.
Sounds like some Marxist shit right there.
That's not entirely true.
No?
That's just a meme. If you look into it, what he actually did was give the brown shirts the authority over the police. So,
okay.
In a kind of a way, he defunded the existing police by replacing them. But, yeah, it's not quite the same thing. So,
the issue I have with defunding the police, you know, is how they sort of
Hey, if you are a left winger and you want to come and join us, I'll put the link in chat. You can join us. Come over. We're friendly. You don't have to worry about anyone being jerks or anything. Come on over. Talk with us.
Unprovoked.
I just noticed my mom's here.
Your mom?
Yeah.
Oh, mate. Mother's interruptions.
No, she's very supportive of me and the channel and everything. So, welcome.
Republican or Democrat?
She's very, very Republican.
Okay.
Come on now, you know if she was a Democrat, she wouldn't be at her own son's house.
Quarantine Dragon fam.
Oh, you're right.
I just had to put this out there. That is hilarious, dude. I love it.
Jeff Dunham meme.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Except Walter can talk straight and myth.
Yeah. For anybody just joining, I do have it going, the convention, but I'm turning up the volume anytime somebody interesting comes on. If otherwise, it's got closed captioning there. You can read it if you're interested, but mostly it's really boring. But you can come join us here in Discord. I'm going to put the link in the YouTube chat there. And you can join us. If you're a left winger and you just happen to stumble on us, come on in here and talk with us. We're not going to be mean, or I don't think we're going to be assholes. Anybody here going to be an asshole?
You know,
not planning on it.
We really would like some. We really would just like some interesting discussion. So just come in here and join us.
I made some bit of controversial memes. Check this one out. It's regarding masks, you know, and about people attacking people for not wearing a mask. This is my one.
You're breaking up really bad on my end there, Darth.
Sorry about that. You can't hear me properly?
Yeah, I'll tell you, the thing that I'm worried about most is how all of this is just going to change regular, everyday human interaction and our society, you know, in the process.
Well,
it's already having big changes, even with me. Like, things that I'm like, it's almost like I'm not even meaning to do, but I'm doing it, and then I notice it, and it's weird, you know? Like, sometimes I'll walk out and it's like, oh, I forgot my mask. I gotta grab the mask. You know?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Or I'll walk in the store and someone's there, and I'll just like walk around somewhere else. I'll walk a different way. It's just weird.
Zach,
I kind of did that. I kind of did that anyway, but
yeah, I really, until they actually mandated it here, I never really wore one. I have faith in my immune system.
Same.
Well, I've actually tried a couple of shambol.
same here, because I got 2 little kids. I take vitamins, and I try to work out. I'm not too unhealthy.
I've actually got a couple of balaclavas if I'm required to wear a mask.
Oh, hold on. I'm going to turn this on for
We're just trying to control you wearing masks. That's all.
Hold on, guys.
Stay strong and united.
That's the only
Please
thing I
go
would
to
wear, a balaclava with 2
joebiden.com
eye
and
holes in
contribute
it.
Anything that you possibly can. Tonight, I couldn't be prouder to be a loyal union member.
I just want to hear what
passionate climate activist,
the chick
and a
from
patriotic
Seinfeld is saying.
Democrat. Or as Donald Trump
Hey, Danielle Ryan, thank you very much. Did Biden get his hot cocoa and nap before this?
Well, with all
Well,
due
he's not
respect,
here.
sir,
He's
it takes
in this
one to know
crypt.
one. And now I'd like to introduce
He hasn't been
you to a
resurrected for
real
this. He did it
American
last
hero,
night, maybe, or
World
the
War
first
II
night.
veteran.
What if they're doing a deep fake for Joe Biden?
They could do it.
I am Edward Good.
It's Joe Biden, folks. Here we go.
I'm 95 years old. I'm a veteran of World War
Aw,
II
shit.
and of Korea.
Oh, wait, no, that's not Joe
When I
Biden.
wear a uniform, I wear only 2 badges. My
I'm not
parachute
going
wings
to sully this
and the
man's
combat
name.
infantry badge. I did make 1 combat jump over the Rhine in Germany, and I'm proud of that. I have been
Hey, is that former
Republican
SNL chameleon
since the
Julia
1960s.
Lewis?
I'm a member.
It's former.
It's
yeah.
Elaine from Seinfeld.
Elaine. It's Elaine Venice.
Yeah, Julia Louise Dreyfus.
Really, that's her?
Yep.
Yeah.
The first time I've heard of her, I actually saw her on a box light.
This is anytime anybody says Elaine Venice, I think of this.
You notice how when they got rid of Pedophile Island, Jeffrey Epstein's Island, you notice all the actors are starting to look old and shit like that?
Oh, yeah.
Buy a
for sure, man.
Chrome.
Thanks again, Danielle Ryan, for that. Very nice of you. Thank you.
Actually another Hollywood actor that's actually becoming more prominent as a classical liberal. His name's Greg Ellis. You should check him out.
Greg Ellis. I think, is that what you said? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. He must have said that and dipped or something. Well, let's see who we got in here. So far we got Bricks, who's one of my favorite folks. Where'd you go, buddy? We got Darth Jacob, another good one. Everybody in here is good. Aaron Bell, Ladrek, Stan High, Steve 513, and WJ Spade, one of my best researchers. Most secret weapons.
I try.
Yeah, where is Bricks? He's been quiet for some time.
It sounded like he was talking to somebody there in the house, and then he muted.
Uh-oh. We have a horror movie in the making here.
Right.
Look at these. Who are these Marines? Oh, man, I just hate when they get Marines and stuff. I guess, whatever, you know. Everybody's allowed to have their own political beliefs. Especially if you're a Marine. I'm not going to even, question it.
I seen a meme earlier. It said, tell me again why you're voting for Biden without using the word Trump.
Yeah.
I know, it seemed... Oh, another one from Danielle Ryan. Thank you. Did you see the article that came out where Joe Biden's former White House doctor said he's really sick and can't form sentences? I did not see that article. Why don't you give us a link and we will put it up?
No, but I've seen him fail to form sentences.
I know, it's just YouTube it, and I've made several videos, and a million other people have made videos. That's what's, it's funny. I feel like such a fool, especially for what I do, right? I remember thinking not long ago, ooh, how are they gonna, how's the media gonna deal with all these videos of Joe Biden sniffing kids and women and stuff? How are they gonna deal with that? And then, accusations came out against them. I'm like, oh man, how are they going to defend against that? And it's like, oh, they just ignore it. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
like,
they're just
duh.
not going to deal with it.
Duh. They just ignore it.
It's amazing they don't care.
It's just like so insane. Like I tell my wife all the time, it's like just really like step back and think about like what we're living in right now. Like we're living in this country where
rules for thee and not.
Yeah, we're like we're literally like living in a tyranny where like these people control like the flow of information and they control too much. And they're now like flaunting it at this point. It's like, come on, like, and the gaslighting shit that's going on.
That's just.
Well, the thing is, I'm evolving with my political opinions. I tend to actually get ideas from other countries just to make probably the perfect political spectrum as possible.
Yeah. I play a lot of video games from everywhere, and we get drunk and argue about politics all the time from all over the world. It's funny.
Okay, so I gotta ask, console or PC?
Oh, dude, I obviously started out with consoles way back, but I've been playing PC. I'm a PC gamer. I'm Master Race PC.
All right.
I'm a PC guy as well.
But I have a lot of consoles. I'm a retro game kind of guy, and I got a huge collection of retro games and systems. I got an Atari Jaguar, and of course I got all the old ones. And
I don't have any of my old consoles, but I started out with an Atari 5200.
Oh yeah, nice. That's so that's so weird you say that. I love that picture of him, O'Donnell. Yeah, the 5200. It's so funny you say that. Just real quick, because just the other day, I was something came up, and I mentioned to my daughter that I have a 5200 that's in pieces in the basement. And then the same night, we watched a movie that featured, it was Cloak and Dagger. And the movie was basically an Atari advertisement. And they had a 5200 in there. I'm like, what the fuck? The 5200 keeps popping. And then you say that. Yeah, so, yeah, I love that stuff. I do have a 5200, but it is in pieces.
Hell, I even had...
But I got everything. Except for I don't have a Neo Geo or any of that stuff, unfortunately. And I don't have a PS3, which I'm trying to. It's funny. There's a garage sale here tomorrow that I'm gonna have to get early to see what PS2 games they have. But my mom told me it was PS3, and I messaged her. She's like, no, it's PS2. I'm like, fuck. But she's got 50 games, so I'm wondering what games she has in there. I asked her for a picture. She never responded, so I might have to go. So I'm glad we got fellow game nerds here. That's good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm on Xbox.
That's pretty cool, Myth. I like that kind of stuff. My daughter, he posted this Raspberry Pi Game Boy thing, but my daughter, she's got a DS. It's my wife's DS, and my daughter has it. We got her this R4 card. You guys know what that is? Or do you guys do any kind of stuff like that?
Well,
it's this little R4 card. It's like a little, like a SIM data card. And you can put it actually came with all the DS stuff on it, but we can put all the DS games on it, advanced games, emulator games, just little thing, you just plug it in the DS, you can play all that stuff. It's awesome.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's really cool.
That's worth looking into.
Yeah, and it's like $30. Look it up on Amazon, you'll find them. But that and Wii is very cool because you can homebrew it, and then you can attach a little external drive with the same thing, everything on it, and just play it on your Wii.
The thing about the Wii, is that you get a lot of games, then you put it into a drive connected to the Wii, and you get a lot of games on it you can play through without a disc.
Yep, that's what we do. We just play on the hard drive. It's Velcro to the side.
That's exactly how mine is.
It's awesome, dude. I love it. Well, we used to play it all the time, and it's funny. I got this. I got like a video converter, HDMI converter, so that we could live stream maybe doing that stuff, which I haven't done yet. But then I got this R4 thing that we're always playing on the DS. Oh, Danielle, it's okay. Don't worry about it. You've done enough. I very much appreciate it. I'm gonna turn this up for a little bit. All right, guys.
To lead.
I think Aaron Bell was wanting to test their mic.
Go for it. Go for it, Aaron.
Good evening. I'm Beau Biden, and Joe Biden is my dad.
Some voices.
Oh, Beau Biden, I'm not gonna laugh. He died, didn't he?
Some work.
Man, they're really playing. They're really
about video games.
Oh, Millionaire, welcome, buddy. They're really playing the emotion card with this stuff. They're really playing the emotional appeal with this stuff. It's so pathetic. This campaign for Biden, he would have no chance. It's gonna be a tidal wave, right, guys?
To recreate.
Because they're
trying to recreate.
That's the reason why they're trying to actually put fear into this sort of anti-Trump sort of thing. They don't have real policies. Like they say, oh, here's our policies. No, these won't work. So you're just appealing to the anti-Donald Trump stuff.
Mm-hmm. They're trying to recreate all the movements that the left has been about ever since the 60s and package it up. And then trot out the Obama administration and try to recreate the feeling that everybody got when Obama got elected.
Right, and they love these situations where they can have a politician where they have inherent traits or they're a part of a certain group that they can use as a shield against any criticism, and that can actually all criticism actually deflects onto the critic because the media does that for them and instantly puts any kind of like critic into a spot where they'll wish they hadn't criticized, and they'll put fear into anybody else who wishes to criticize, which is what we're looking at if Trump loses.
They blame you for what they're doing before you have a chance to even do anything.
Yeah, it's insane, isn't it, dude? It's totally fucking insane, like what's going on.
Yeah, I've seen it my entire life, and I know Bricks has seen it too. He me and him, the last time we talked, he's seen the same everything that I was talking about. I grew up in where I live basically is 80% black my entire life. It's been heavily black. And my neighborhood, whenever we first moved into my neighborhood, it was primarily white, and it just become black over time, but it was because of the crime. It's not because of gentrification and white people don't want to be around black people. It's because of crime. If you look at my city right now, it's devastated because it's been predominantly democratically ran ever since I've been alive. And you're forced also to believe that you have to vote Democrat. It's insane. And that's the way it is with every single major city around this country. It's all the same, and all these people that believe it, all they do is follow pop culture. Pop culture is the main subject of their life.
Brick said he's on his way back to chat. Said
Nice.
give him just a minute.
Oh, we got Pete Buckcake
the line
here.
for
Let's
this
listen.
country. You do it not because it's the country you live in, but because it's a country you believe in.
Aaron, I don't have you muted,
believe in
and
this
I
country.
cannot hear you.
Because America, uniquely, holds the promise of a place where
Hey
everyone
Ryan,
can
did you mute
belong.
her earlier?
There you go.
Mute who?
For too
Now you
long-
go.
There,
too
now
long,
your mic.
That promise has
Your
been denied.
Aaron,
But we
Spell,
also
what's up?
know America is
Talk,
at its
Aaron.
best when we make that circle of belonging wider.
Say something.
Just over 10 years ago, I joined a military where firing me because of who I am wasn't just
gone.
policy,
No.
it was policy.
I think it's a
Now,
it's a
in
her.
2020, it is unlawful
I heard her
in a
laughing
state to
earlier.
fire someone because
Back?
of who they are or who they love.
Aaron, can you get the
The
microphone
very
working?
ring on my finger, a wedding we celebrated, here where I'm standing,
Say something.
reflects how this country can change.
I'm
Love
just getting little
makes
blips
mine
here
more
and there
real.
off of Aaron.
Yeah.
But political courage made it possible. Including that of Joe Biden. who
Oh, that was a
stepped
good
out ahead
impersonation
even of
right there.
this
I thought
party
you were him
when
for a
he
minute.
said that marriage equality ought to be the law of the land.
Excuse me, it's ma'am.
There is a
It is
long
ma'am.
way to
See,
Did y'all-
whatever. Marriage equality. Give me a break.
Did y'all see that clip where that person got taken to the ground by some police and
coalition we are building.
about a
this
minute
very
being on the
season,
ground, they was
gathering
like, "I am a
progressives
woman. Get
and
these men off of me."
Oh yeah, I seen that shit.
Oh my god, these people, yeah, fucking insane people everywhere.
And, you know,
throw the whole
this
deck
is
down
where
there.
this is where I'm a firm believer that we should just start removing warning labels. Because if you're not smart enough to realize that you shouldn't drink bleach, then maybe you should.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
Seriously,
to be honest,
yeah.
the thing about these sort of warning labels these days, these trigger warnings, to be honest,
I can barely hear you.
I'm autistic, and I actually have visited comedians who actually, I don't mind making fun of my disability because I have autism. And if they want to make a joke about my disability, then go ahead. Like, I'm not like every other disabled person who doesn't want to take a joke.
Oh, it's not about making fun of somebody with a disability. Like I said, if somebody's not smart enough to realize that, you know, bleach is bad, then by all means, here you go, have a cup, because that's just natural selection.
Yeah, natural selection.
Darwin.
I don't get it. Not everyone's supposed to survive these days, you know? That may be cruel, but it's the truth.
I mean, in Africa, when you got the one gazelle that just doesn't want to run with the rest of them, guess what? That motherfucker gets ate.
Yep. Lion food.
I think you're overestimating the power of a warning label.
Well, I mean, I guess that's fair too, because a lot of people just don't read. They don't even look at the little pictures, like on the lawnmower where it shows the toe of the boot getting chopped off and the fingers getting chopped off.
Oh no!
People don't pay attention to that.
Have you ever been to DarwinAwards.com?
Oh yeah.
Oh God. Oh man.
Oh, there was one story about these guys in Vietnam who found a fucking landmine and decided to get their jollies by playing Russian roulette, stomping on it.
Oh no! How many people did it take?
It didn't say.
Oh, see, that's the real info that I want to know.
But
you know? It took 3
but
people.
Needless to say,
that third guy.
It didn't matter which one stepped on it because they were all done.
Yeah.
Oh man, you know, it's the thing about this, you know, about Darwinism. You know, stupid people are going to do stupid things. Why can't we just accept that?
Well, but
great.
I mean, the flip side of that too, though, is
right. We got let's see. Who is it? Who is the senator who is a socialist? That's right, Bernie Sanders is on the DNC.
There's a bunch of them.
There's quite a few Democratic socialists.
Oh, let's listen to this shit real quick.
But Amy, we all want to know.
Oh, here we go.
Did your
Bernie.
mother watch the speech?
Did you guys just see that? That was so fucking weird.
I was there the same time he was, and he pulled me aside.
Oh man, we gotta watch this. We gotta watch this. This is weird shit.
We both
right
knew
here.
who was working on my campaign.
But
we got 7 before, and
stooges.
Let me know that that was somebody who'd gone through a family tragedy.
I'm gonna see if I can
Joe
watch
somehow
it
knew
while I'm
about.
on Discord.
And just thought it was important for me to know that about someone who was working with me. And I thought
the Zoom calls
were
cringe.
just
Corey Booker's laugh face is
scary.
That's what I was just saying. He's like a xenomorph.
As well?
I think the day I saw
like
Joe
the second set of jaws like lurch out
was
at you
on
from
the
it.
1-year anniversary of the Boston Marathon bombing. And
Fuck her. She pretended to be a Native American and like it's no big deal. Are you kidding me?
But at some point in
I don't know how they walked.
If she was Republican, she would not be in public life anymore.
What about when Kamala Harris took her seat in Congress and she was Indian American? She took a VP nomination.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Families.
Yep. It's okay. She's transracial.
That's phenomenal. I want to ask, what gets you excited about this idea
up there in the top right-hand corner,
big ideas
Robert Francis,
from
the
all
Hispanic.
over the party into the future, into the next administration?
The magic of Joe Biden is that everything he does becomes.
It's easier to talk to people overseas.
Comes with an ambitious to address climate change. All of a sudden, everyone's going
It's a new, it's a very fancy microphone, which apparently doesn't work that well. But I might have had it too close to my face.
I'm hearing you much better now.
I'm using my.
I had it too close to my mouth. This is great. I have to do this for work, so it's good to test. And thank you for the assistance.
Oh, you're welcome.
You know, to be honest,
Glad
I
you're
don't
here.
mind Andrew Yang, but to be honest, I don't understand why he would continue to align himself with these guys. I don't get it.
It's called being a sellout.
Oh, hold on. We gotta hear some of this, guys.
And my faith in this country is reflected in those young people. And the way that Joe
thanks again,
and Kamala
Danielle.
are listening to
You're
them
too
and
kind.
incorporating
Thank you.
their ideas and their urgency into the campaign that they're running and the administration that they're going to lead.
And I often think some people who say they don't know if they're going to vote or not are saying that from a point of privilege that a lot of Americans don't have. There are so many things for lots of folks who live life on the margins that this election is going to decide. And maybe it's not a life or death issue for you, but we are all in this together.
Absolutely.
Corey, what I would say is that this is clearly the most important election in the modern history of this country. And Joe Biden, you have a human being.
They're
who
really
empathetic,
pouring it on.
Who is honest, who is decent.
Good, oh my
And
goodness.
at this
I don't understand
particular
how
moment
people can
in
support
American
federal
history,
rule.
my God,
this
that is something that this country
I'm from
absolutely
Texas, and
all of
it
us,
blows my
whether you're
mind that
progressives,
anybody
whether
voted
you're
for him at
moderates
all
or conservatives,
in the state of
have
Texas.
got to come together to defeat this president.
I mean, just this one all alone. Just this one.
I want to thank you all for
Come
joining
on.
us for this segment.
That's so
I
fucking
mean this
creepy,
sincerely. It was
man.
an honor
If
to
that
run
was my
against you.
daughter, fuck that
And it was
guy
even
right
a
there. If that
greater
was my
honor to
Christopher
stand with
Coons,
you
if
in
that was my
support
daughter,
of
I
Joe
would
Biden
fucking like,
and Kamala
oh my
Harris.
god, man. I would have pushed his ass away at the very
Good
least.
evening. I've never been
Oh my god!
politics.
This guy,
I've supported
Bloomberg.
Democrats, Republicans,
This fuckhead?
and
Oh, come on.
independents.
This
Hell, I've
at this
actually
cunt.
been a Democrat, Republican, and independent.
I guess I'm behind you guys.
Yeah, I think it's mismatched.
And the two people running for president
It is.
Yeah, we're
couldn't
about a
be
minute
more
behind.
different.
It is.
One believes in facts, one does not.
I should just talk
One
in
listens to
live stream.
experts,
That way it would
the
hit
other
you at the
thinks
right
he
time.
knows everything.
Instead of
One looks
I had
forward
Bloomberg
and sees
just pop up
strength
now.
in America's diversity. The other looks backwards and sees immigrants as
Seriously,
enemies and white
these
supremacists
dickheads
as
know
allies.
nothing about the real world.
Here's another difference.
These dickheads know nothing
One has
about the real
proven
world.
he knows how to handle a crisis by helping to lead the economic turnaround after the 2008 recession, while the other has not only failed to lead, he has made the current crisis much worse. When confronted
This
with
one
the
out.
biggest calamity any president has faced in the modern era, Donald Trump spent the year
I
downplaying
wish
the
more
threat,
people would follow the
ignoring
cause.
science, and recommending quack cures,
There.
which
Now
let
I'm watching the
COVID-19
Discord
spread
and
much
the,
faster than it
YouTube
should
live
have,
chat.
leaving hundreds of thousands needlessly sick or dead.
That way I know what's
He
going
has
on.
failed
in
the
both.
American people catastrophically.
Man,
Oh,
I'd love to
It's
get
about nothing
4
Robert
years
in
but
here.
ago, I
identity
came before
politics.
this
Hey, we
very
got Mini
convention
Mike.
and said, New Yorkers know a con when we see one. But tonight, I'm
He
not
did get a
asking
very
you to
expensive
vote against
reality
Donald Trump
check.
because he's a bad guy. I'm
Well,
urging
thanks,
you to
Daniel.
vote against him because he's done a bad job.
Yeah, thank you very much,
Today,
Daniel.
unemployment is
You're
at
being very,
historic
very
highs,
generous
and
tonight.
small businesses are
Hey,
struggling
have you been
just
hearing
to
what's
survive.
going on Facebook?
It didn't
They're
have to be this
now,
way.
No.
now
Before
doing
I ran for
suspensions
mayor,
on people who do anti-white comments.
Do
They're
what?
doing
Say it again. Say
Antifa
that again.
bans.
Like, seriously, I got banned for 30 days because I used the term white trash to
Really?
see if I... Yeah, I get banned for that. White trash considered hate speech.
Wow, I really
That
couldn't give a
surprises
shit.
me.
I mean, you know what? I don't want it that way. though. That's so stupid. I don't want to join this stupidity. It's like white trash is sort of a like hateful statement though when you think about it. But I mean,
Yeah, but the thing is, you know,
that is like
you
good
get
that it's
more
being
like
treated
what-
equally. I guess.
Well,
Well, but what about just plain trash? Because trash comes in every single color.
Absolutely.
you know,
No doubt
speaking of
about
white
it.
trash, I don't know if you've ever heard of him. He's mainly known on YouTube. He does hip hop mainly. Guy named Tom McDonald. He's a white guy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, McDonald, yeah, I heard him.
Yeah, he does a song called White Trash. It's pretty good.
He's funny too.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. He treats people equally, you know?
Oh, the lefties hate him.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, the point of privilege, Lizelle. I saw that too. Hilarious. There's Danielle. She joined us.
The thing about privilege, you know, is that
welcome, Danielle.
If people are going to actually use the term white privilege, then we should actually turn it on back to, like, let's use black privilege, democratic privilege, gay privilege, like, just to turn it back on them. So it's like using their logic against them.
Yeah, but they don't buy into that. Oprah believes that a poor white child whose family cooks meth has more privilege than she does.
She's an ass. She's an idiot. My God.
Wow.
My God.
But I mean, that is literally her hypothesis, that no matter how many billions she has, no matter how much global influence, some poor white kid who's getting the crap kicked out of him is still ahead of the game.
Oprah's
because, you know.
Oprah's another shield. Oprah's another shield who opened up schools in Africa but didn't do anything for her people in America. How about that one?
She also did not do a great job with that school in Africa. That turned out to be a very large embarrassment.
Let me guess. Tell me what
Am
happened.
I causing that echo? I'm sorry.
No, you're not. There's no echo. It's probably because you're just hearing yourself on the stream.
Oh, that's what it is.
You have a headset on?
Yeah. Before, I don't actually know what happened. I have to talk a lot for work to people overseas, so I just assume everything's going to work domestically as well as it works for him. Like,
well, welcome. It's pretty cool. We got a pretty good chat going here. We need to get some alternate voices in here, though. We're in too much agreement here. We can discuss these things in some little bit of nuance, but for the most part, I think we agree on these things.
You're hard pressed to find anybody from the left, who will debate. Some center left people are open to it, but
yeah, I know. There are some. They're little shithead assholes, though. Like, I've been invited to these groups, and I was open to it until I hung out with them in Discord. And it's like, you know what? Fuck you assholes. I'm not gonna debate you on YouTube
because you're
just gonna be dickheads. You're just gonna be dicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just want to scream read.
Yeah, it's trolling. It's trolling in real time as opposed to.
Well, and a lot of these guys, you know, I'm not going to completely say that they're just dicks, because a lot of them actually are pretty well, they know their topic really well, but they're just so dismissive of anything they disagree with, and they'll attack you for your, like, I'm a 41-year-old, I was talking about this earlier, and they're younger, and they were attacking me for my age and shit. I'm just like, fuck you, you little shit. You don't know what you're talking about.
Drone, when they start attacking you, the person, and not the idea, that's when they've already lost the argument. I've said that 100 times.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, for sure. No doubt about it. That's why I refuse to go on the stream. I'm like, there's nothing in this for me. I'm not going to, you know, I like discourse. I like talking about stuff.
A weird ageism kind of creeping up from the left. You know, the whole, kill boomers.
Yeah.
Boomer.
Well, they have general, they seem to have general fantasies about their political, they seem to have general fantasies about their political opposition dying in one way or the other.
Yeah.
Which is concerning.
Well, it's weird.
Well, I mean, that's communist.
It's true. I mean, you see, I'm on
It's
Twitter.
how,
Twitter's
I guess New York is run. They kill the old people off to save money.
Yeah. They
kill unborn babies and old people.
Young people are not going to be Democrats.
They're the easiest to take out. You gotta.
Well, I would say
you gotta go for the soft target.
I'm about to say, I know it's conspiratorial, but I really believe that Cuomo and even Pelosi, obviously, in other Democrat-run cities, I really believe that they want COVID.
Oh yeah.
As bad as it is, just so they can get the mail-in voting going on. Now, I know there's no proof of that, so I don't want to say that definitely.
See, now the conspiracy I buy into, we call him Governor Granny Killer because my family's from Western New York, is that he did it to save money because he screwed them into the ground. AOC helped. He didn't get the pot money he thought he was going to get. And so he's looking at a really big line of red and no way to make up the difference. And killing off old people cuts out a lot of Medicare cuts out a lot of drains on the system. I think it was a cost-saving option.
And what's really going to suck for him is all the rich are leaving New York.
Mm-hmm. Oh, his problems are getting worse and worse.
Them leave New York.
He cannot kill enough old people to make up the difference.
No.
Well, imagine if COVID-19 had hit in 2016 or 2017. It wouldn't have mattered as much.
No, it wouldn't
the fact
have.
That it happened on an election year, they have weaponized it, and they have decided that they're going to try to make it as messy as possible and blame as much of it on Trump and other Republicans and other conservatives as they can, so that they can hopefully sway enough voters back into their camp and regain power. That's it.
Well,
that's what I was saying, Spady.
That's exactly not even a conspiracy. That's just what's happening.
Yeah, but have you read the theory that it happens every election year? So it's HSN1, and then the idea is that there always is going to be, but the ones that they amplify is always going to fall in an election year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, and it doesn't have to be a pandemic. It could be a natural disaster like a hurricane or something like that. Anything that happens during an election year, any sort of natural crisis is going to be weaponized.
The virus is just the most convenient, though, because you can tie it back to the government and services, and there's always going to be one because they mutate nonstop. You'll always have a respiratory virus to use for whatever purpose you want. There's a flu every year.
So how many of y'all go take that vaccine?
Not it.
I'm gonna wait. I'm all for I'm okay with vaccines, even though I don't get the flu vaccine. But I'm not I'm not some sort of science denier or anything like that. I would never want to be that. That's like a racist, right? But I'm not. I do not want to be the first people taking this one for sure.
My daughters both get their vaccinations. I get a flu vaccination every year because I go into people's homes all the time for my job.
Hey, SARS and H1N1 both happened under Obama, and they did nothing till over 1,000 people had died, and they didn't say anything in the media. So there actually was a pandemic during Obama, but they literally did not do anything as opposed to what's happening right now during COVID-19.
They covered it up for him, and they've weaponized this one against Trump.
The problem is going to be if you have to fly, they're not going to let you fly if you don't have it. So anybody who does domestic or international travel on a plane is going to be strong-armed into it. We won't let you on the plane if you don't have a piece of paper.
Now that's scary, and I know what you're saying is correct because I've already heard that as well. That they are going to start denying people certain things like flights. Proof that you've taken this vaccine. Well, it's my right. You're allowed to kill babies, but I have to take this back. I'm fine. Just give me the
but if you have the little yellow card that they give you if you travel internationally, they're going to say, well, you do it. The excuse is already lined up because the Delta CEO is doing it. The excuse is you already have a yellow card for you have to be vaccinated against yellow fever and a bunch of other crap. And if you can do that, then we can say you have to do this. And so if you want to fly...
I haven't got a vaccination since I was in middle school, and that was well over 20 years ago. And I don't get sick.
I think the Constitution should be changed.
I've been stuck a lot.
Hit that like button, everybody. Hit that like button.
Freedom. So I think that the Constitution should be changed so that sort of tyranny can be declared anti-constitutional.
It already is. Whenever you get into the conversation of changing the Constitution, you also got to get into the conversation of corruption. Because that's what we're dealing with.
As I said with the New Jersey thing, I shared a court news regarding New Jersey over a political speech because a guy wanted to kick out someone because of some political poster. Then it was found that it was unconstitutional under the state constitution for free speech. So,
but they held They have a lot of excuses. They use little kids.
Well,
You vaccinate your kids for school.
Well, here's the thing. It actually says Congress in the First Amendment. It should actually change it to people or anyone, so it can so courts won't have big leeway to actually, violate on free speech.
I understand what you're talking about, and you're actually pointing out exactly what I was going to talk about. The thing is, with the Constitution and laws and what it pertains with the judges, it's up to the interpretation of the judge of the law.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
well, and they've already got a ton of exceptions in place
on the bench.
Think of all the exceptions. You have to have a license to have a gun. You can't have any gun you want. Your kids have to be vaccinated to get to school. They'll find a way around they'll find a way to get you to do it and
That's
call
also
it
why they're
constitutional.
desperate to change the definition of words so they can change the laws.
What is this right now?
Absolutely. Well, look at the chipping away at free speech in places like New York City. If you misgender somebody, that's compelled
research. Think about your own homes and what you'd like to be projected out into the world in the right direction is making sure that you vote this election for Biden.
Who's the Curries?
Whatever you
Anybody
do,
know?
Please vote. Every vote counts. Just remember that.
Is every vote that is against
Gonna dance out?
the crap that you're pushing.
Here.
Be an experiment of free. Period.
Well, that's why they want to get rid of the Second Amendment, because the only thing that stands between you and free is your right to own firearms. You take that away, and they don't have to care about what's written in the Constitution, what you think, or what you want.
Well, here's the thing.
That's why they have gun-free zones, and that's why they have gun-free cities.
Oh, absolutely. Which work out so well, because criminals really just.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
that
that's
always
where
cracks me up.
most of your mass shootings happen in the areas.
Yeah, because they know they have an unarmed populace. And that's what fascinates me, is this idea that somehow it works. Yeah, it works if you want to disarm the law-abiding. It's incredibly effective at disarming the law-abiding.
Well, yeah,
incredibly effective.
Robbery and murder are already illegal, but that doesn't stop criminals from doing that. So making gun ownership illegal isn't going to stop them either.
I think that the Constitution should be changed so that there could be consequences for anti-constitutional activities, like violating someone's free speech, a judge violating the Constitution, and other types of things. So a person's free speech and freedom of association and freedom to make a living is protected.
Yeah, but you need the Supreme Court to back you up, and they're not going to do that. Roberts says somebody has something on him, because he's just completely sold out. I have to believe somebody has something on that man. He said it's okay for you to go to a casino, but not a church.
Yep.
And that. Oh.
Well, I mean, like he was saying, that's exactly what the Constitution is about. It's about limiting the government. But as far as like society in general, like the general population of voters, they don't know politics.
Well, I think the Constitution can also a private.
That's why I think that's also why they want the schools to stay crappy. Stupid people are very easy to manipulate.
I think the Constitution can also affect a private person and a business,
Well, they can, yeah, of course. But like I was saying, it's not necessarily the Constitution that's the issue. It's the application. Most of our politicians,
the interpretation.
Most of our
and the enforcement.
Most of our politicians are lawyers. They know how to subvert the law.
Well, the thing is, because it says Congress in the First Amendment, that's how they get away with stuff like that. Because if it says Congress, then private businesses are not obliged to follow the First Amendment. But if you take that away and change it to a person, then there's actually very little leeway a private person can,
Well,
I think the problem still comes down to enforcement.
Well, I mean,
There's also a difference between.
For me, I really when it comes to a business owner, and I feel like a business owner does have the right to refuse service to anyone. So if somebody comes in there and they're spouting something that they don't agree with, I don't have a problem with a business owner kicking somebody out of their business. I think that's their right.
But that's gay privilege. Bake my cake, damn it.
It's their right to run their business as they see fit.
Well, if it's a small
Not
business,
anymore.
I agree with that.
Well, it should be.
But if it's a big business, then
yeah,
responsibility.
I mean, that's like
the thing about the cake thing is, if they were refusing lesbians muffins, I might get behind them. But nobody's saying you can't buy a cookie if you're gay. No one's saying you can't have a turnover because you like men and you happen to be a man.
But at the same time, there's the bakery in California that keeps coming under fire because they refuse to bake wedding cakes for.
I'm looking
gay
for a new topic to switch to.
They refuse to bake cupcakes.
There's something earlier I want to talk about. I'm trying to find.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, I also think you can't also even claim that they're discriminating, because they're not saying, "Oh, you look like a lesbian to me. You cannot have a muffin." I mean, if they were saying that, I would maybe be on board.
No. If somebody comes into their bakery and tries to buy something from the case, they sell whatever. They're talking about people coming in and actively saying, well, this is a gay wedding. We want you to do this, and this. And they're like, no, we don't want to do business with you. And then it's
not for this event. They're not even saying like, you're gay, we won't do your birthday cake. It's a specific religious ceremony we don't want to participate. Well, and they've proven, Stephen Crowder proved Muslim bakeries do it all the time. They don't care about that. It's only the Christians they want to go after.
Right.
Well, I wouldn't expect a black bakery to make a cake for the KKK either.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, here's the thing.
Nor would I expect any of the people who fought for to bankrupt a bunch of Christian bakers to come to their defense if they did. Like, that's the part. Like, they're to come to the defense of the KKK, which they used to do. The ACLU used to defend the KKK and all sorts of crazy stuff because it was for everybody. But they're not going to do it anymore.
All right, so
now they're too busy getting upset about pumpkins.
I'm gonna play a video here real quick.
If you want to get the history of that, I could definitely dive into that. It's all
mainstream.
Guys, check this out. What do you guys think about this? Check this out.
Who is articulate and bright and clean and a nice-looking guy. I mean, that's a story.
Sorry about my echo.
There's a part of Biden that feels more Reagan-esque that way. You're like, it's Grandpa.
It's the stream. I get the echo.
Just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Those that Joe moments are part of his political charm.
I'm beginning to see why your wife left
these videos, these clips come from like years ago, going
about
back
him
years.
To a lot of voters is the fact that he's authentic.
I got hairy legs.
The fact that he doesn't always seem scripted.
The kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down.
Your AR-14s are what?
Okay, this is not okay. Hold on. All right. Hey, let's
I like the free candy.
Biden yesterday showed the other side of his humanity, and that is he's a fighter.
I'm way
And some people see that as charming, a candidate who's willing to air it out face-to-face with a guy.
This is going to be a net plus for Joe Biden.
Ashton Carter, Joe Biden, the vice president, was swearing him in to be defense secretary.
That's the problem.
He waved his wife over and little hands-on treatment from the vice president.
Everybody knows he's a touchy-feely guy, and he's just very important. He is. He was reportedly comforting her after she fell on ice.
I heard that.
And calling the guy
Kuhn said Maggie was not
elder
uncomfortable
abuse
at all.
at this point, is what it is.
They're going to put you all back in chains.
He's making an historic reference he may not have been right to do, but it certainly wasn't malignant.
I'm not even sure it had anything to do with race.
Play the radio. Make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night. The phone.
Still, he is a master of the quick recovery.
Make sure the kids
before
hear
we knew what was going on with my grandpa, before he'd been diagnosed.
We choose truth over facts.
That's the way Biden acts
him more
right
believable because he makes missteps every so often.
Especially, do you recognize the emotional outbursts and anger? That is uncanny.
Part of who he is as a politician.
We've never allowed any crisis from the Civil War straight through to the pandemic of 17, all the way around 16. We have never,
what about when he called the
democracy,
what was it, the auto workers? Let's go
fiddle.
outside.
We can both have democracy and elections and at the same time correct the public health.
I don't even like the man, and I feel bad for him.
Oh yeah.
Well,
that's what I feel sorry for him.
Well, look, the thing of that video shows is that the media has, going back like 2 decades now or more, has been like covering for Joe Biden and the stupid shit he says. Like, this shit isn't just like, it's happening more now, but like it's been happening for a long ass time. But in the past, they used to cover it up as, oh, it's just silly old Uncle Joe, you know, weird old.
Well, somebody
Uncle
did
Joe.
a good video. They're trying to say it's because he had a stutter. Like suddenly his stutter came back. But they compare him just like.
They're just trying to recreate the Obama administration. That's
He
all they're
used
doing.
to say stupid shit, but at least it was intelligible. Like it wasn't that he was just rambling and like word salad.
Right, it's bad now. It's real bad.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I think that's part of trying to cover it up as he has a stutter. But you go back even 3 or 4 years, he was much clearer.
Much more coherent.
It's obvious there's been a loss.
Here's the thing. Okay, so here's the thing. So we face a situation where the Democrat Party and the far left, well, pretty much to any degree of the left at this point, have control of pretty much everything. I mean, we have nothing. I mean, how do you think this is going to go if Trump loses? I mean, my prediction is that, it's going to be state-run media propaganda from there on out, and I don't think they're going to want to I don't think they'll ever let go of power. I mean, what do you guys think?
I think if he loses, it's going to be because they cheat.
The only way we can prevent that is if we actually organize our vote. I'm Australian, so I can't vote in America. Just organize your vote and don't vote for Joe Biden, okay? Just don't.
Yeah, that's the best. That's definitely the best solution.
And it's brilliant.
I say if Trump loses,
who doesn't support Joe Biden, just vote. Don't vote Joe Biden. Just don't vote for him. Just get out to the elections.
Well, look.
And vote for him.
Look, it's like we face a situation where our choices are a man that's clearly in the throes of dementia, or a man that he's got a lot of faults. Okay, he's got a lot of faults. I don't think anybody here will deny that. But at the same time, for all of his faults, he manages to be on the right side of things and to be fighting the right fight.
I don't see as many faults in him. What people say are his faults are things that, first off, every president has had. Oh no, he likes chicks.
No, I can give you examples of what a fault would be, but I would say
his personality, though.
Right,
I would say don't like his personality.
No, I like
I would say, I think people don't like his personality because he's bombastic, and I would say the thing I like about him is actually the same thing I like when people are going to say I'm crazy about Jimmy Carter, which is not to say he was a good president, and I'd not say I was like alive for all of that, but. Jimmy Carter was authentic. Who he was, I think, in real life was who he was when he was talking.
Right. That's not
Trump
a bad thing.
Trump is actually exactly, what you see is what you get. The difference is they're just two really different people.
Right. I would say that Trump, one of his faults that I wish he would get a handle on is I think that's what you're talking about is a good thing, but I think that he doesn't leverage it correctly. And I think that he should hold back at certain times where he doesn't. But you know what? At the same time, I tell myself, hey, I'm not in his position. He got there. He knows what he's doing. So there's that part.
And if he did that, he would be like every other flipping politician in my eyes.
Right. But yeah, I know. Well, that's true too. But that's true too.
Well,
there is a certain strategy to the chaos of it, I guess.
I will disagree.
I think he's smart.
Basis because,
but flawed.
Today's August, so we got about 3 months until the U.S. election. So we cannot just give up and just because of the polls. Just go out.
I don't think it's as bad as they say either.
Biden's stepping up to the podium.
Is he?
Uh-oh. Gonna get weird.
Well,
here's my other theory. I think it's still entirely possible that right before voting day, the big election, Biden drops dead and they do something wacky.
That's always possible. That October surprise. He could get
Clinton cited like November 2nd.
That October surprise is always looming. Here we go. Let's do this. Real quick. Everybody quiet.
Well, yeah.
The thing about that is Biden's the best they had.
Ella Baker, a giant of the civil rights movement, left us with this wisdom. Give people light and they will find the way. Give people light.
I don't know if y'all can hear me, but
those
I
are words
did
for
want
our
to say
time.
something about that.
The current president has cloaked American darkness for much too long.
Hey, millionaire, hold up.
Too much anger.
Yeah, do that.
Too much fear.
We're
Too much
watching Biden
division.
real quick.
Here and now, I give you my word. If you entrust me with the presidency, I will draw on the best of us, not the worst. I will be an ally of the light, not the darkness.
Oh, come on.
It's time for us, for we the people,
to
come together. And make no mistake, united we can and will overcome this season of darkness in America.
The only darkness is created by the media, guys.
Facts
it's
over
a sense
fiction,
of darkness that is
fairness
created
over
by the
privilege.
media. If Biden gets
I'm
in,
a
they'll
proud
stop
Democrat.
doing that, and it'll seem like it's good.
And I'll be proud to carry the
That's
banner
it. That's
of our
all that'll
party into the
happen.
general election. So it's with great honor and humility, I accept this nomination for President
Excuse me.
of the
I'm
United
getting over a
States of
cold.
America.
It's not the Rona.
You always sound like he said
But
what?
while I'll be a Democratic candidate, I will be an American president. I'll work hard for those who didn't support me, as hard for them as I did for those who did
Whatever.
vote for me.
Give me a no.
That's the job
Stop.
of a president.
Stop.
To
No.
represent all of us.
Oh yeah, because
Not
Obama was
just our
about
base or
all
our
everybody.
party.
Shut up.
This is not a partisan moment. This must be an American
It's nonsense. Everything he's saying.
It's a moment that calls for
It's
hope,
nonsense.
and light, and love. Hope for our future.
Let me tell you, the only thing
I
that
wonder
will
if this
change
is
if
even
Biden is
live.
elected. Look, the only thing that will change if he's elected is the media coverage. The whole perception of dark cloud will be lifted because they will just stop creating it.
Yeah.
But do you think this is even
Nearly a
live?
century ago,
Who
Franklin
knows?
Roosevelt.
My
pledged the
rule
New
of thumb
Deal
is
in
if
a
it's on
time of
TV, it's
massive
fake.
unemployment, uncertainty.
Well, look at him. He's looking at a teleprompter.
Stricken by disease,
Oh no,
stricken
he's
by a
obviously
virus.
reading. He's not
FDR
just
insisted
he's
that
not
he
just
would
speaking off
recover
the
and
cuff.
prevail,
He
and he
reads
believed
fairly
America
well.
could
It's
as well.
when he goes
And
to
he
just
did,
talk
and we can as well.
off the cuff that he
This
makes
campaign
zero
isn't
sense.
just about winning votes.
Yeah, it's like.
It's about
But
winning
I'm
the
wondering
heart
if they
and, yes, the
pre-recorded this
soul
to make
of
sure they
America.
got a take where he didn't.
Winning it for the generous among
Could
us,
be.
not the selfish.
Could very well be.
Winning it for
It could be like
workers
a.
to
That
keep
was
this
my
country
theory
going,
behind why they
not
did
just
it all like this. I think it was.
You know what, Aaron Bell?
COVID
It could
was
be
a
like
good
a.
excuse.
It could be like a YouTube
Well,
premiere.
when Michelle Obama spoke, I'm pretty sure that was pre-recorded.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was recorded before Kamala was even
Seen
announced.
her face. Oh my goodness, she looks like a mad, evil witch.
Hey, how much money do you guys want to bet he's going to claim at some point during this little speech that Trump called neo-Nazis fine people? How much you want to bet on that? I'm gonna drink. I'll chug a beer of double IPA if he does it, which I'm pretty sure will happen.
I don't think he's going to do it. But
Who knows?
He's done it like over and over. He'll do it. Watch.
It's
all
true.
at the same time.
Oh,
Perfect storm. The worst pandemic in over 100 years. The worst economic crisis since the Great Depression. The most compelling call for racial
If they could not
justice since
talk
the
about
60s.
Trump, this thing would have been an
The
hour across all
undeniable
3
realities
nights. 4 nights
and
now.
It's so dull and
just
dumb.
accelerating threats.
But if you extracted Trump bashing,
So the
it would have
question for
been
us
like
is
no.
simple.
It would have taken like no
Are we
time at
ready?
all. 20 minutes each night.
I believe we are. We must be.
I expect Joe
You know, all
Biden
elections
will
are
actually
important.
talk about Trump
We
and
know in
say
our
the
bones
same
this one is
bullshit
more
over and over again.
Yeah,
Many have said
probably.
America's at an inflection point.
All right,
A
y'all.
time of real peril.
It's time for me to call it a night.
Extraordinary
I gotta
Night,
take
Steve.
my ass to bed, get up
We
in
can
the morning
choose a
and do
path of
some
becoming
adulting.
angrier,
Yeah, we're not far behind you, bro.
divided,
We're not far behind
a
you.
path of
I don't
shadow
think you're
and
going to miss
suspicion,
much. So
Yeah,
or
take
we
care,
can choose a
Steve.
different path.
Later,
Y'all
man.
have a wonderful night. Be
Take this
safe out
chance
there,
to heal.
You too, man.
and
Reform
catch you next
tonight.
time.
Oh yeah.
Path of hope and light. This is a life-changing election. This will determine what America is going to look like for a long, long time.
No,
There you go.
Drone,
Character is not
that's what I wanted to talk about
Compassion
earlier
is not
whenever you
about
was
decency,
saying that maybe
science,
he's not exactly making moves.
who we
Look
want
at
to be.
Well, look at the Susan B. Anthony situation. Now,
Yeah.
a lot of people online,
Anger, let's divide it a path of shadow suspicion, oh, for fuck's sake.
well, a lot of people online, from what I've seen, you know, they're like, well, how are you gonna,
No, it's not.
how were you gonna?
That was a lie.
Pardon a dead person. You know that's their real only argument that they've got.
You're right. They're upset about it too. Hold on, I'll talk to you about it here in a minute. No, hold on.
In 6 small businesses have closed this year, and this president, if he's reelected,
and
you know what will happen.
I think his vision is pretty
Cases
scary.
and deaths will remain far too high. More mom and pop businesses will close their doors.
I hate when rich people try to bring up rich people.
Working families will struggle to get by, and yet the wealthiest 1%. Get tens of billions of dollars in new tax
way far from the millions, he said.
And the assault on the Affordable Care
Are they
going to
roll out the guy with Lou Gehrig's disease again? Because that was a real high point.
Taking insurance away from more than 20 million people, including more than 15 million people on Medicaid.
Yeah, it's all about celebrities and populism.
Getting rid of the protections.
There's also been a lot of threats. I don't like that Michelle Obama and Hillary Clinton threaten people. If you don't think it can get worse, it can and it will. You don't vote for us.
Speaking of President Obama,
they're like wife beaters.
I was honored to serve alongside.
They hit you and they're like, you made us do that.
Let me take this moment to say
very
something.
good analogy.
They're talking about with
I say that all the time. It's like the Antifa people. They're violent and then they're like, you made us do that. That guy who nearly murdered somebody.
Yeah, that's gaslighting.
The racist made me do it.
No one's going to say that about the current occupant of the White House. What we know about this president is that he's given 4 more years. He'll be what he's been for the last 4 years. President takes no responsibility, refuses to lead, blames
He cozies up to dictators,
and fans the flames of hate and division.
Yep.
The American
wake up
I
every
want.
day believing the job is all about him, never about you. Is that the American you want for you, your family, your children? I see a different American, one that's generous and strong, selfless and humble. It's an America we can
I can't wait for 3 months of mandatory masks.
As president, the first step I will take will be to get control of the virus that has ruined so many lives. Because I understand something this president has said from the beginning. We will never get our economy back on track. We will never get our kids safely back in schools. We will never have our lives back until we deal with this virus. The tragedy of where we are today is it didn't have to be this bad. Just look around.
It never fails.
It's not this bad in Canada, or Europe, or Japan, or almost anywhere else in the world. And the president keeps telling us the virus is going to disappear. He keeps waiting for a miracle.
Joe Biden's miracle.
I have news for him. No miracle is
brings
coming.
up Trump all the time in his arguments.
We lead the world in confirmed cases. We lead the world in deaths.
Oh, he's going after the Native
Our economy is in
Americans.
tatters with Black, Latino, Asian American, Native American communities bearing the brunt of
for
it.
fuck's sake.
And after all this time, the president still does not have a plan.
How are you going to fix it, Joe?
Well, I do.
What about Taiwan? They don't have lockdowns.
If I'm your president on day one,
What about South Dakota? They're doing
we'll
fabulous.
implement the national strategy I've
You
been
mentioned
laying out
Europe
since
actually
March.
has a couple of countries with
We'll
tens
develop
of thousands of deaths.
and deploy rapid tests with results available immediately.
Neither do
We'll
you,
make
Joe.
the medical supplies and protective equipment that our
300
country
million
needs.
people, dickhead.
We'll make them here in America, so we will never again be at the mercy of China or other foreign countries in order to protect our own people. We'll make sure our schools have the resources they need.
Okay, I'm surprised you didn't get struck down by lightning for that last one.
Effective.
He's talking about a
We'll
nationwide.
put politics aside. We'll take the muzzle off our experts so the public gets the information they need and deserve. Honest,
that's not popular.
unvarnished truth.
They're doing a lot
They
of
can't
tests.
handle it. We'll have a national mandate to wear masks, not as a burden, but as a patriotic duty to protect one another.
Everybody else has done stopped doing tests all together.
And these are the people when Trump put in a travel ban called him a bigot.
Our current president has failed in his most basic duty to the nation. He's failed to protect us. He's failed to protect America.
What experts? Come on!
And my fellow Americans, that is
We're down to
unforgivable.
19.
As president, I'll make you a promise.
Some boring shit.
Oh, blah.
America.
We all know how
I'll
that.
defend us
Like
from every
they
attack.
actually don't.
Oh my God, what's going on in here?
Always, without
during
exception,
pandemic.
every time. Look, I understand. I understand how hard it is to have any hope right now.
Oh,
and this summer
no, it's not. It's not hard.
Oh my God, he is using his dead son to the point where it is just gross.
I have plenty of hope.
I have some
What's he
idea
talking
how it
about?
feels to lose someone you love.
He's actually
I know
going
that
over
deep
the
black
COVID
hole that opens up in the
Yeah,
middle of
that your
chest
good
and you
kid
feel
died
like
and you
you're
were
being
left with
sucked
Hunter.
into
That
it.
was the unfairness.
I know how mean and cruel and unfair life can be
Oh my
sometimes.
Lord.
It's just so
But I've
dopey.
learned two things.
It's so dopey.
It's just
Your
also
loved one
so
may have
evil.
left
Who
this
uses
earth,
their dead kid
but they'll never leave your heart.
incessantly?
They'll
I mean, he's not
always be
doing
with
it
you,
organically.
always
He's
here.
doing it like a battering ram.
And second,
right.
I found the best way through pain and loss and grief.
It's part of the
So what
whole,
did he promise during his campaign that he would cure
God's
cancer?
children, each of us have a purpose in our lives. We have a great purpose as a nation
So much bullshit.
to open the doors of opportunity
It's
to
so
all
much.
Americans, to save our democracy, to be a
It's
light
just
to
so
the
much
world
just
once again.
emotional like
Finally, to
BS.
live up
It's all
to
appeal to
the
emotion bullshit.
The words
Right,
written in the
exactly.
sacred documents that founded this nation, that all men and women are created
Not that liberty stuff so much.
endowed by their Creator with certain
Not that,
inalienable rights.
not that
Among
you don't
them,
want to wear a
life,
mask, you don't have to.
liberty,
Stuff. No,
and the
no.
pursuit of happiness.
No, it's all about what feels good and
You know, my
what
dad was
feels
an honorable,
nice for
decent
everybody.
He got knocked down a
Well,
few
it's
times
also
pretty
just
hard,
words that you don't mean.
but he always got
If
back
you
up.
believed in liberty, you would
worked
believe in a
hard.
3-month
And he
national mask
With all your
mandate.
bullshit with Russia, all this fucking crap.
Right. All right, guys.
Well,
I
no,
think I'm
that's what
gonna. I think I'm gonna wind down the stream at this point. It's getting late, and
Okay.
this is Biden's. We can stay. Hey, we can all stay in here and chat. I'm gonna keep hanging out and chatting, and I encourage other people to come hang out and chat with us. But I'm tired of watching Biden myself. This is like we were saying. It's all just like really cheesy, cheap appeal to emotion BS, and there's no
And
point
I
in, like.
have more fun watching paint dry.
Right. It's just like not even worth watching. I look forward to see what Trump's got planned. I think he's got something planned, but we'll have to see what that is.
It
Hey,
can't be.
did anybody? I'm sorry. I just want a question that anybody might be able to answer. Something I remember Giuliani said